Alright, looks like we're in and on. So yeah, we got a little time. It's 9:22 a.m. Pacific. The raid usually starts at 10-ish. I got a few exploration badges I don't have yet, so I'll go run and get them. And because the last one is in the center of the mothership after the shields go down, that's the only way to get the last exploration badge. And there's that one. So let's see how many I got left to go here. Canyon, portal, history in the making. Spies, pure Praetorian. So let's see, it just got Lifesaver. That should be here, maybe. Yep, there it is. So I got 4 more to go. Yep, way over in the corner. Let's do some hyper speed on the fly. The Mothership Raid is one of the big group things. You need at least 4 full teams to really accomplish it, and they have to be pretty tricked out. You can have a couple people that aren't. So let's see, this one should be it, and then I have, yeah, I'll have 7 of 8, and then there we go. So the last one, like I say, is in the mothership itself, which is right there. And it's under the shield, so you can't get it. I'll go make sure I've got the plaque. Then I'll do a revelio of the map. This is Point de Hoc. This is where we'll meet. There's probably nobody here yet because it is a little early. Usually there'll be a shout out. Hopefully that it'll go on. I mean, it is a weekend before Christmas, but there's a lot of folks out there that should be home. Ooh, nice hit from the pylon because I flew right over it like a dingbat. Once I get this little thing, I'll oh, that's a good guy. There's the plaque. There's only one exploration plaque in RWZ, Rikti Warzone. So now I'll do my Revelio. And you'll see the map. All Fog of War cleared. I do have the map pack, so it's got all the legend stuff and all the pips on there. So yeah, one plaque, which is for the academic. There's all the badges for exploration, day jobs, and the contacts. And the monster is Yukon Gray, which is right in the center for the Mothership Raid. Man, I think I should. Yep, there's the shout out MSR at top of the hour. I think I should go do that right quick. So I'm gonna fly up way high, get over by the war wall in the corner, and I'll be right back. Oh. Go over, use the facilities. Okay. Now I'm back. Just haven't got to my chair yet. Okay. There we go. I should have thought of that before I started the stream. Get old, you forget shit. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, what time is it? Yeah, almost gone. 15 minutes. There we go. So now, let me just go over some of the map stuff. The numbered things are the pylons. They haven't really changed the numbers in a while, I guess. It used to, a lot of people would go in the order 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just depending on the raid leader. We usually, again, start at Point de Hoc, which is right about there if I remember correctly. And we usually kind of go 12, 11, 14, 13, 15, 17, 16, 19, 6, 5, 7, 20, 4, then 8, 3, 2, 9, 18, 10, and 1 is the last one. Then, depending upon your team, you you get assigned your bomb doors left or right, and you just follow your team leader, and yeah, you just take them out. So looks like they're starting, so I'll just go over to Point de Hoc and get shot again because I ran too close to a pylon and I'm gonna die. Oh well, that's fine. I'm a glass cannon, it's not a big deal. Not on my tank today. I should have stayed up really high and just flown there, but oh well. We'll get there now. Afterburners. We'll skirt 11. And didn't even have to ask for the invite. We can turn the team off and expand the league out. So you can have 8 teams of 8. Like say 4 full is normal. Usually, since the normalization of XP, a lot of people have left Reunion. It's not been as crowded as it once was, and yeah, it it's kind of crazy. We can turn that off so we don't show the empties. Looks like we have 4 masterminds. Yay. 2 tanks. A couple controllers. I think that's a troller. A peace bringer and the lowly blaster myself. So yeah. Incarnated somewhat because they're +1. Yep, that's a troller. Let's look at our info just to. Cool, got a backstory. Plant control poison, nice. She took fighting to get a little defensive stuff with tough and weave. Hasten, super speed. Oh god, crazy person. Oh man. Maneuvers, tactics, mace mastery. It's got some bonuses. Yeah. Oh wow, she's got the Vanguard MDC, man. It's not crazy tough to get, but it's tough to get. Oh hey, I bet we have a ice blaster. They're +1. Oh no, Storm Blast and Ice Manipulation, not just Ice Blast. So, still, nice theme. Hasten, Super Speed, Boxing, Tough and Weave, Teleport, Target. Some nice set bonuses. Oh, we got a Brute. Nice. Just level 40. Willpower, energy. A lot of vet levels. Robotics, dark, interesting. Oh. Invol Super. Let's look at Backdraft. Fire Kinetics Controller. Wow. Savage bioarmor. So we're getting a few. So she's bots, traps. Where's my personal info? When did I make Jan? 2027, 26. Only veteran level 8. Yeah, I haven't played her very much. My number's my 16th 50 after 105 hours. Yeah. Oh, I hadn't looked at them yet. Robotics, electricity. A lot of set bonuses. Only vet level 2. Yeah. Not a lot of hours pumped in. Look at the Peacebringer. A few over 1,000 badges. Nice. 336 vet levels. Yeah, he's put in some time. Oh, goodness. Yeah, a lot of banter. Yeah, I inadvertently got on this server because it was the lowest pop, and I didn't look at the time to see if there was a designated EU server, and this is the EU server, and I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I am pretty solo centric. I do team up. From time to time, I play with my family mostly, but when they want to play, they don't play as much as I do. I play a lot. I've been off for a week or so. I made a second account. I've been PLing some of my lobies. Because, yeah, I've been off streaming for a month or more. Sometimes I just don't feel like streaming. Yeah. Oh. After this run, I might switch over to the Lord of the Rings and start their Christmas stuff there. I don't know. It depends upon how I feel after I'm done. Might go run a farm, or I might go run some merit farming with my main tune, because he's still got some content to go through. He hasn't gone through all the content, and because my Peacebringer needs some Winter's Bite. So yeah, I need 5 enhancements from that set, so I need 500 whatchamacallits, 500 merits. Yeah, so might do that. Yeah, you know, lots of stuff to do when you have nothing to do but do some housework and not feel good most every day of the rest of your life. Oh, man. Oh, we got another blaster. 39 vets, beam, atomic. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Look at Leaf. Dom. Ah, nice. A little bit of a backstory. Mine psionic. So is there anybody above a +1? No. Wow. Yeah, I'm really glad it's back too, man. It's part of the reason why I've finally quit retail WoW. And then I got to thinking, man, I know there's some private WoW servers out there that are free to play. Let me look them up. And I found a decent one, so I play a little WoW every now and again. They just recently upgraded to Legion, I believe. I played a little since then, but not much. I'll play some more. I don't care if they go any further than that. Getting kind of close. I guess we're gonna do it with 3 not quite full teams. I mean, we can do it. Almost everybody's 50. There's only a couple lobies. I think 140 and 149. So yeah, that's not too bad. We should be all right. There we go. Magic Dom, Electric, Psionic, 69 vet levels, not too shabby. Is this guy gonna be a Hume? Right, no, no, maybe he's just staying Hume. Oh, he took, yeah, he's in a hybrid mode. Oh, nice. Got a description. Electric Storm Troller. 15 vet, not too shabby. And we're off like a herd of turtles. So we're going to go down to 11. Over to 14. Now where are we going? 17. Now, go over to 15. 13. Now 19. Over to 16. I haven't even looked at my hasten. To see how it's doing. Over to 6. You gotta be careful when you get close to the shields. When you go to 5, you gotta make sure you skirt around it. Skirt. Because you don't want to be scared. Oh, I'm not close enough to do melee. Is Mike close enough to get the heal? Probably not. Oh yeah, he was. Cool. Oh shoot. Well, I'll do that for this last couple of hits here. Now we get way over to 7. Ah, shoot. Alright, over to 20. Oh man. And down to 4. Oh God, I'm very shaky today, boys. Oh, don't feel very great. I'm glad I don't have to go do anything. Now up. Oh, there's the drop ship. Gotta be careful. That thing will whack ya. Oh god, man. Got 50 seconds of lag time on hasten. That's pretty sad. Oh well, I don't do every build for perma hasten. Alright, so now are we going down to 2? Yes. I'll go in and do the big blast. Not that it does a lot of damage to it. Oh shit. Somehow I got somebody else targeted. Oh well. Last pylon, which is the number 1 pylon. All left side, then we go right side. Oh shit. Man, I'm shaky as fuck today. Oh. It's not like I had coffee on an empty tummy either. Man, I'm shaky. Well, my pets sure didn't last very long. Well, how can I... Oh my god, it's because I'm not on the ground, maybe? Yeah, now I'm only 3 feet from him. What happened? Wow. Oh, that's not pets. That's... Do I not have pets? Yeah, I got pets. I don't have them on my bar. Oh. Well, there we go. I'll have to revamp my bar. Yeah, good. Focus on the boss. Let's eat that. And then hit our void. Oh, I guess I can close that now. Hey. Now I can stay up top and just pick people off. reset. Oh, it's my most recent Vigibadgy. Undying. How many Vanguard merits am I up to now? Ooh, hey, cool. I got one of those I can send to my... one of my 10 tunes that needs them. That sucks. I don't think I got a count for them. Oh, yeah. I've got 2 counts on it. That's the Master of Arms is the one for 10. Okay. Welcome to Earth. Yeah, I've done the drop ship because I've done this once before. So, yeah, I need 8 more runs minimum to get the other one. Sometimes it doesn't count. No wonder I'm moving slow. Didn't have my fly on. Just had hover. Not that it matters right here and once you're in the bowl. Oh shoot, did I get the... I didn't get the one for the thing. Where's the badge? Oh man, this is gonna suck. Because, man, if I don't... jeez. Oh, maybe I'm missing another one because I've got the... because I've done this before. I'll have to look at the list because obviously I've got it. Man, that's so well. I'm missing another one. I'll have to look at the badge list and figure it out. Well, I can do that after all of this craziness. We got another 17 minutes of earning merits. Whomping Rikti booty. And just stand up here or fly up here and pick them off. Some thread. How's my thread count? Bah! Okay, 42. That's 2 common tiers materials. That's nice. I'll take that. Oh man, had to drink some water. Sorry, I'm just not used to streaming. I haven't been talking or anything. You know, just playing. That's what I usually do anyway. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. It looks like I'm trying to put together a labyrinth team. I haven't done that yet. I don't have any desire to at the moment. So yeah. Oh, let's pop that, see if we get anything good. A couple things, not bad, not bad. No recipe drops. How much moolah do I have? Wrong spot. I'll look after it's over, because I should have had less than a mil, because I send all my stuff to my crafter tune to craft stuff for my lobies or freshly minted 50s, which again I have quite a few. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, that's fine. I will do a quick summary. I have a lot of tunes. I am disabled, trying to get disability. I do little odd jobs around the house and some woodworking. I don't really, yeah, some days I can't do anything, and some days I can work a couple hours, and usually either the end of that day or the next day, then I am seriously wiped out. So yes, I cannot hold down even a part-time job, because again, some days I work a couple hours, maybe 4 at the most, not 4 all at once either, you know, a couple here, a couple there, because I have to take breaks, and then the next day or later that day I'm pretty worthless. I can't do anything else, man. It's just the way it is. It really sucks getting old and tearing up your body when you were younger because of work and doing stupid, crazy things, hurting yourself, you know, or just wearing yourself out by doing crazy work jobs and stuff, and just, yeah, not having good genetics. I mean, my dad always complained about joint pain, and he was real creaky when he got older too, and you know, I mean, family members have had all kinds of osteopathic surgeries and problems. So yeah, we're just not good genetics for that. Had some they must not have been close enough. Oh well. So yeah, I don't do a lot of work anymore. I haven't for the past several years, and I'm trying to get disability. Really sucks, man. I mean, some days, yeah, it's just bad. But yeah, so I play a lot. I have a spreadsheet. I have a lot of tunes. I love this game back in the day. I out of my tunes that I keep track of for hours played, I have 5,215. I started February of 2020. I have 73 capped level 50s. 4 of them are works in progress. they're not fully slotted. So they are in the works. Oh, shoot. I have 140-ish tunes. I don't know the exact number now because I'm trying to get my stuff back because I'm stunned and I can't get my toggles back on because I'm stunned. There we go. Oh, and turn that off because I was clicking it. We get these all back on and then I can go back to my spreadsheet on my second monitor and look at shit. Do a little clearance here and I'm stunned again because I hit somebody, one of the freaking mentalists that didn't like me. There we go. Let's go back up. Let's fly up. Okay. So, yeah. 73 capped. Well, 74 actually, because I have two accounts. On my second page, there's one capped, because that's my secondary, my second account farmer that I use to power level, and yeah, my main account. I have a couple tunes. About 15 on my secondary account. Because I get ideas for tunes, and I remade all my old ones too. At least the ones that I could dredge from some screenshots I had of the live version of the game. Yeah. I mean, I have 2 widows and 2 soldiers. I have at least 10 blasters, 6 or 8 brutes, so on and so forth. I mean, you know, I got a 50 in every archetype, because you know it's not like, oops, I got the mothership or the dropship targeted. It's not like exactly like other games. There is classes, but there is also, before classes in the game, there's, you pick what's called an archetype, and some of them emulate a class by name and some of them don't, but they are kind of that class. So, brief history: City of Heroes came out 04, and then I think City of Villains came out late 05. The archetypes in City of Villains were not quite the same as City of Heroes. They wanted some differentiation at first. So there is a tanker class archetype in City of Heroes. There is a whoop, there's the dropship. We're about to go shields up and go after the dropship for people who haven't done it. And yeah, oh, I gotta get my fly on. There's snipe shot. The other ones I can do while on the fly. So in City of Villains, they called the tanker a brute. a little more damage, not quite as much defense as the City of Heroes tank. So there was a little differentiation, because I think its main power set is attack instead of defense, like the villain or like the hero's tanker class or tanker archetype. Um, so yeah, when you make a character, it kind of goes through that. You get to pick uh, your archetype and then your class, and then you pick your powers, because there's a primary and secondary power set for every tune, every character. So, uh, like a blaster is DPS, but on the villain side, there wasn't a blaster. There was the kind of Dominator and Corruptors were a amalgam of controllers and blasters. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Later, in their third and final expansion called Going Rogue, they did um, a thing where you could change your morality, and if you wanted to become a like not a villain but not a hero, you could become a rogue. And if you were a hero but you didn't want to quite become a villain, you could do what's called a vigilante, and then you could transfer over to the other side fully. So you could go hero to vigilante to villain, or you could go villain to rogue to oh shoot, I'm right over a bloody pylon, huh? There we go. Let's get away from here. Oh, we're gonna quit. We're gonna take a little bio break for a moment. This is gonna be a short one. Where's my base teleporter? Oh, I can just LRT to my supergroup base so I don't inadvertently get logged out. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, Now that we're in here and out of harm's way, we'll just run over here to the big empty room where not a lot of sound is on. We'll go over a few mechanics just as an overview for any new watchers or people who are interested in the game. So again, there's archetypes, which are like, I've got them alphabetical on my sheet. So, well, the widows and the soldiers are the vet archetypes for villains. They're not alphabetized. I got them at the top. But there are blasters, brutes, controllers, corruptors, defenders, dominators, masterminds, scrappers, sentinels, stalkers, and tankers. And then warshades and peacebringers are basically the same, just a little different flavor. Blasters are DPS, long, range DPS. They do have a couple melee attacks thrown in. Some people take them, some people don't. It depends on if you're going to be pure range, or if, because you can use your range power point blank and nothing bad. You don't have any like diminishing returns like you do in, say, a tabletop RPG, whereas if you used a ranged attack point blank, you sometimes get a disadvantage roll or something. But yeah, no disadvantage on point blank. So yeah, brutes, like I say, were the villain version of the tanker. And to put that a little bit in perspective, you can see here my primary is a ranged attack power, and my secondary is kind of a augmenting, but can have some damage dealing. Like this is a ranged dot energy, but it also does full hold, and it does minus defense and plus to my positrons. So I get I can get contaminated bonuses on people and stuff. So that's a short buff to my damage and to hit. This is a toggle over here that's always on that gives me PBAOE foe minus to hit, minus defense, and to self, to my character, I get plus recharge and something special. We'd have to look at the info, which you can look at the info. And while beta decay is active, nearby foes will have their chance to hit and defense decrease slightly. You will gain a recharge bonus per nearby target up to 10 targets. The first target grants the largest benefit. So there's a little blurb in the description, and under the details tab it tells you more about it. You can show PvP effect if there is any. Most powers don't have that. There are some special things for PvP for enhancements. It tells your activation time, your recharge time, your endurance cost per second, because it's a toggle, so it's always on. Some toggles aren't always on. They're toggled on a target, so when the target dies, the toggle goes off. My accuracy and available at level 16, so that's when I could have first taken it. Power type is toggle, target is self. If it's a targeted toggle, then it will say target or foe. I can't remember which. And then the area of effect area, AoE, 15-foot radius, 10 targets max. And then paging down, not very much down, it says minus 8.26% to hit on target, minus 10.50% defense debuff on target. I get a 10% strength to recharge on self, and a 2.5% strength to recharge on self, which is the extra on the first target. So the first target gives me 10, 12 and a half, and then the rest are all 10. So yeah. When you look, like some of them are grayed, that means I either don't have them or they're not available, because some of the resurrection powers that you get to resurrect self or resurrect targets if you're a defender will be grayed out. Well, not the ones for defender, but for self, because you're not dead, they'll be grayed out, and they'll be grayed out when they're on your power bar, like this one is kind of, but that's because it's on a timer. It's on a cooldown. And then you have, well, let's just expand this just a little bit so you can see. These are your primary and secondary. These are your temp and extraneous powers, tertiary, and so forth, that you can get your power pool powers. Your day job powers, accolade powers. Some of them are auto, like I have a plus to max hit points, then that's the teleporter. Reveal is the map. Inner inspiration, which I clicked, that's why it's grayed out. Gives you 2 or 3 tiered things. Ninja run, blah blah. Some other stuff, and then your incarnates, which are right here. Once you hit level 50 and you open these up, you can craft incarnates, which give you major boosts to your powers. We'll just look at the alpha, because I got cardiac. I'm on the left side track, which is the core track. Eventually I will get this one, but to get that one you have to get one of these and one of these, so I have to go back up this side, and then once I get this third tier on both sides, I can craft either side, but I will probably craft this one. So right now, currently, I have a reduced endurance cost of 45% and increased range by 20%. When I go up, I will reduce endurance cost by 45 and increase range and damage resist effects by 20. It's nice for a glass cannon. That's how I could run and keep my fly on and still hit all my powers and never run out of end, because I have this. I still do a lot of damage. Some people would take the musculature, which increases your damage, and that's great, but when you can't click your powers as fast as you want to click them, I mean, I haven't crunched the numbers, but maybe I would get more DPS, and I'd just have to slow down and not deplete my end. But I got a lot of toggles too, so to me that I don't know. It's whatever you feel most comfortable with and what you've theory crafted out and number crunched out or whatever, if you've done the whole thing and whatever. So I min-maxed to what I feel is min-maxed for me. I don't really care what other people do, except for my farmer. I did do a direct build with a few minor little tiny changes, because again, I still even on that I didn't go full tilt with what they did, so but this is all end game stuff. I've done a little video on that, and there's a lot of stuff online for it. But then you also get down into your, what I was calling the power pool powers, and those are let's pick this alpha here so it doesn't close on us, and then we'll go to enhancements. So another thing in the game, unlike fantasy MMORPGs, you don't have armor pieces that drop. And so unless you want a clown suit, you don't have a clown suit in City of Heroes. When you do your character creation, you start with a costume in the costume creator just before you finalize your character. And then at various points in the game, you can gain up to 4 more slots. You start with 6, so you can have 10. So you can have theme stuff for, holiday events, or, like, oh, here, when I was level 10, this is my costume. And then as I got better in powers, because back in the day you had to earn the cape, you had to earn the auras, you had to earn all that stuff by doing a particular mission at a particular level, like 10, 20, 40, 30, whatever, for that kind of stuff, and you had to earn that kind of stuff. Now it's just given to you because this is a Twilighted game, and they've done quality of life for all of us players who've played forever back in the day. I mean, I started a year after the game came out, and I was there. I had to take a drink of water because, man, I'm talking way too much. I was logged in on the server that I was on, which was Triumph. The pants optional server is what most people called it, because we were all crazy on there, I guess. I don't know. I found out about that later, but it's just sad thinking about it. I was there on the last day, the last minute, the last second, logged into the game with a bunch of friends that were still playing. We were in the one special zone. I can't remember how to get to it because that was back in 2012. It was a long time ago. I've slept a lot since then and gotten older and done stupid shit and done not so stupid shit and still can't remember everything I've ever done. So, that's just life. But, yeah, I do remember that, though. We were all logged in. Well, not all of us from the super group, but everybody who was still playing. And we were in some special zone that was kind of a semi-secret zone, I guess. Not Pocket D, but something else. And we were just chatting the last... we ran some missions and stuff, but the last 10 or so minutes we got into this area, took screenshots. I don't have those anymore. I don't think. I'd have to really dredge. I think those got lost on my one hard drive. I didn't have everything backed up, so yeah, it sucks. That's digital life, man. You gotta have a lot of backups if you want to try to save everything, and good God. But yeah, we were there in game when they pulled the plug. It's just kind of a sad day, but Homecoming became more available in 2019, I guess, when they were still a private server, but I didn't find out about it until February of 2020, and that's, I think it was the 6th. I think I've got it down here when I started. Yeah, 2/6/2020. And I made some new tunes, and then I remade some old tunes, because again, I have some old screenshots of login screens showing a lot of my characters. I only had a handful of 50s. A lot of 20s, some lower than that, because I'd think of a character and I'd go make it for a placeholder, because I'd either think of the name or the power set, and then I'd look up a name and I'd make it. And yeah, yeah. But I redid a lot. I was working then. Uh, it's been a couple years um, since I got disabled. So yeah, I wasn't playing crazy stuff. Like my first 50 was my main uh, tank, Mr. Squishy, and I didn't write everything down at that point because I kind of didn't think about it. So I estimated him in late 2020 with 115 hours. You can go to any M named NPC and find that out. Oh, let's get back to this though first because I lost track. I got on a new tangent. But so these are your power pool powers that unlock at level 4. The power pools. You can have 4 different power pools, and then you can have an epic, which is right here. I took speed at last for hasten, so that's why it's below my epic. It should be. I should have taken this before these, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. The ones for the villain side you have to unlock through a story arc mission story arc chain to get them unlocked. On the hero side, you just unlock your epic when you hit 35, I think. Um, so yeah, you can pick and choose. But there's quite a few different ones. One of them it has to do with a travel power. There is super speed for running. There is leaping for super jump. Think of the Hulk jumping around, or Spider-Man, leaping and jumping on top of buildings. And then there's flight, so like Superman, Iron Man, any of the flying superheroes, flight. But within those, there are extra things like hover is a defense power. It's a toggle always on. And evasive maneuvers is also a defense power. That's a toggle always on. Um, and then afterburner is a freebie that you get while you're in flight mode, and it makes you go faster for 20 or 30 seconds. Uh, 1 minute recharge time. It doesn't say how long it is. I know it's about 30 seconds, I think. Yeah. Then there's group fly. Everybody on your team gets fly, and air superiority, which is a melee that if they're flying and you hit them, it'll knock them to the ground. Hardly ever take it. And then leadership is a PBAOE for teams. So anybody in your team that's within the PBAOE, which is 30 feet, 60 feet. Okay. 255 targets max. So that's for like raids. That's really nice. If you're all grouped up, you're all getting this buff, which is a defense all. And then there is a damage and resist, taunt, and placate. And then tactics is to hit and resist, confuse, fear, plus perception. So yeah, those are nice little gimmies. And then I've got some other defensive toggles. Beta decay and metabolic acceleration. And then from the epic, I have dark embrace and oppressive gloom, which does resistance, and this one does PBAOE foe disorient, but it takes hit points away from me. But because it's slight and I've got good regen, it doesn't do that bad. So when you go, and again, this goes back to the fact that you don't get armor pieces to augment yourself. You have your power slots that you can slot out from 1 to 6, and then you get these enhancements. This one I cannot use because I am a magic origin. This is a science origin, so I'll just vend it. I don't really need any enhancements because this character is fully built, and I'll show you how they are built right now. So, as you level, at 1 and 2 you get to pick, at level 1 when you create your character you pick one primary and one secondary. At level 2 you get to pick another power, and you can pick from a primary and a secondary, usually. Well, usually you can always pick between two different powers unless you've taken them all and you don't get another power for several levels in the one or the other, but you usually always have at least one power to pick from, if not more. And then these are your tertiary inherents and other stuff. You can slot some of these out. Most people don't. The inherent, and then your power pool stuff, so flight, leadership, the epic, and the speed one. So you start out with one little slot when you get a power, and then some of them, like this one, doesn't take sets, so you can slot it with other stuff, but it only takes endurance cost and recharge speed. With the little pop-up, you can see that. I pointed to the screen. You guys couldn't see that, but okay, never mind. Because yeah, if I move the mouse, it won't keep on there. So yeah, it says reduced endurance cost and enhanced recharge speed, and I have a reduced endurance cost in there. That's a level 50, and it does it by 42%. So when you mouse over it, its base value is 0.39 clicks of endurance per second, but with my enhancement in there it's 0.21, so that's 87.4% of the original 100% base value. So yeah, it seems kind of weird because that's not 42.4%, but it's weird. Don't get me started on all of that stuff. So yeah, because this is a percentage of that, and blah blah blah. So whatever. So yeah, that's why this is only single slotted. This I could have slotted more, but I didn't. I just put the recharge in there because I wanted recharge. I could respect this character, pull a slot out of here, put a slot in here, and dual slot it to get a little set bonus, but I'm not worried about it. That's all in theory craft, so yeah. But there is a builder out there called Mids Reborn that you can use to plan out your character. You might still end up being like, this, after you've built it all the way and played it, and you're like, man, I need to tweak some stuff and go back into the theory craft builder and move some stuff around, and then end up doing a respec. But respecs aren't that hard to get anymore, and yeah, that basically, it pulls all your stuff out of your slots, puts them in a holding thing, lets you repick all your stuff and pick all your slots for everything, and then you can put all your stuff in, or put it in your holding thing here for stuff that you're not going to use. So like say I decided to put in another set instead of Dark Watchers here. Well, I can, if I don't do a full reset, I could just get unslotters and 3 unslotters and pull those out and put them in my holder down here in my inventory, and then slot the other ones in. So yeah, that's just the way it is. So like here, I could really respec these and just 4 slot them, and save some slots and put some slots here, and maybe, put a fifth slot here to get that recharge up, and I might get my hasten more perma, close to perma hasten. Um, if you're unfamiliar with that, so hasten is a recharge on your cooldowns, so the cooldown comes back faster. Um, right now, at base value, it was 7 minutes 30 seconds. With that level 50 recharge in there, it's 5 minutes and 16. This doesn't take into account of all the other set bonuses you have, because if you look, my hasten just went off, got lucky there. It said 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So with all my set bonuses and other stuff, it cuts that 5 minutes and 16 seconds down to 2 minutes. What was it? 2 minutes 50 seconds? Yeah. So I cut it almost in half. And then by doing a few other things, I could get it close to what's called perma. Because it's, if you look at it, tells you all about the stuff there. It lasts for 2 minutes on yourself. So if you can get the recharge to as close to 2 minutes or under, because you can, in certain builds, you can do that, you have what's called perma hasten. That's why it's got this little green ring on it, so it's auto powered. You can set one power to auto power by hold control and click on it. Now it doesn't have the green ring. If I do it again, control and click, now it's got the green ring, so it's going to go off every time it can. And I want it to go off every time it can, so I don't have to think about it and click it. So that just, like, if you can get that to perma, all your powers are going to come back fast. But you got to be careful, because you can run out of this blue bar really quick, which is your endurance. But yeah, we won't get into that. But okay, so instead of costume, or not costume, but armor slots, because you do have costume slots for stuff, but that's just cosmetic. I'll show you that in a sec too. You build out your character and you put slots in things, and 6 is the max. And when you look at a set bonus, it goes up to 6, which in my opinion is silly, because there are some, like this one, that has a unique. So you can only slot it once. So yeah, it's cool, but you can't get stacks of that 6 set bonus, increased toxic psionic resistance, 4.5, mez 7.5. So you'll never get extra stacks of that. And what I mean by that is, so like this one is 5 slotted with Thunderstrike. So I have the set bonus for 2, 3, 4, and 5. This one has the exact same thing. So they stack. So I'm getting 2% recovery from here, and 2% recovery from there, and 2% recovery from this one. So I have 6% recovery just with those 3. Now there is, and this is where mids comes in handy, because it checks your stuff for this. If I have other stuff that gives me 2% recovery, which I could, not just this power, because I can see that I have 3 of those. If I look and I find 2% recovery somewhere else, then I get a 4th stack of that, and maybe a 5th stack of that. After the 5th stack, you don't get the 6th 2%. You only get 5 of that 2% recovery. It's called the rule of 5. There's also a thing called enhancement diversification, which means after a certain percentage point, you don't get, like if I put 3 of these in at 42.4%, it would be 120, 2, 4, 6, 7.2. 127.2%. Well, that's not going to show up on here because once you hit a certain threshold, it's called diminishing returns again kicks in, and because they did what's called enhancement diversification, you couldn't like put 4 in and get however much 4 times that is. The fourth one would be nothing. It would do nothing to your power because the third one is going to get knocked down some percentage point because it hits 90% or 92% or whatever the percentage is, and then above that, for every percentage point, you're only getting like 0.1 percentage point or something. It's real easy to show you on mids, but I don't have mids pulled up, and I'd have to get out of the game, and then yeah, because it won't let me put it up on the screen. But 6 is the max, and you can't 6 slot everything because you only have so many levels and you only get so many slots. So yeah, you got to pick and choose. In theory, craft out your build. But this is basically like armor slots, but it changes your appearance by nothing. Your appearance is set at the icon or the costume shops. I have them in my base here. I have a representative for that. So you have 10 full slots. When you're level 1, this is your build, your first build one, and then hang on one second. Alright. Just the family telling me I gotta watch the dogs early today because I gotta go run an errand before they go out and about. So yeah, I just got the chair ready for the puppies to sit in. But okay, so you start with your first slot. You get second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth slot open from the get-go. I usually go to the icon place before I hit level 10 and do these because they're free. That way you don't have to pay for them. Because after level 10, you have to pay for costume changes. Now, to get your 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th slot unlocked, there are certain things you have to do. At level 20, 30, and 40, you do a mission for a particular tailor, depending upon if you're villain or hero side. You go Steel Canyon for level 20 on hero, Cap, Dualb for the villain, and then 30 is shoot, man, I can't think. Independence Port and St. Marshall for the villain. Founders Falls and St. Marshall, but a different contact in the tailor shop for the villain. The other slot, which you can get as soon as you can, even at level 1, is for by getting particular salvage that would be under event. I don't have any because I already got it. But it's from the Halloween event, and you can pick it up on the auction house for pretty cheap. Statesman's masks, Recluse's masks, Back Alley Brawler's gloves, and a Hamidon mask, I think. And you get all 4 of those pieces, and you go to, if you're on the hero side, to Croatoa, and right by the train station, there's Anna the Witch, I think, and you give her the salvage, and you unlock the slot. For the villain side, it's in Nerva, on a little island. I can't remember the name of the witch there, but you give her the stuff. They also have some other stuff, like there's a spider vanity pet, and some other things. I'm more worried about just the costume slot and the vanity pet. The vanity pet takes a lot more pieces of salvage than just 1 of each. So yeah. But yeah, that's how you unlock your last 4 slots to get all 10. So yeah. And you can just swap them on the fly. I mean, like right now, I've got this one on because it's highlighted in green. But when you go to a costume employee, icon shop, or face maker, you just pick a costume. Like, let me just pick the Spectrum one here. And you can, I got 2.5 mil that I can send to my, but if you make changes, it costs money. So like, if I went ahead and added those, see, that's there, but then you have discount coupons that cuts the price by 25%, or you have free tailor coupons, which waves it all together, and I have 13, so I have a lot. You know, there's some preset ones, so, you know, you want to go without going through a bunch of stuff, and now you can change some stuff to your liking, either color or whatever. There's a lot of preset, but then there's this is one of the things that a lot of people that really like to create unique characters and stuff, because it's like when they came up finally with transmorgification in WoW. It became so nice because it was, you know, you had the clown suit because your outward appearance was based on your armor itself, whereas here you're just changing your clothes. I mean, this is like, you know, paper dolls in a way, but you just change everything, and then you got your color palette, your skin color, which is a plethora. You can even have really crazy skin like orange or red or, you know, purple, whatever. Because if you're an alien or Like trolls are green because they're under the influence of superdyne and it turned their skin green. Whatever the stuff is, I can't remember what it is in Pretoria. That's very similar to superdyne. Fixodyne, I think is what they call it there. It turns them orange, the guys. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, so there's there's all kinds, and then scale. You can change stuff, like physique. I'm a bad uh, uh, abuser of the chest slider, as you can see. And then sometimes I want them real skinny, sometimes I want them chunky. It just depends. And then you can even change the face uh, by, a lot of stuff there. You can do like standard ones here that are quick and easy that just do a few things. It changes here, but if you want to go in depth, you can just do it that way. Uh, yeah, all kinds of stuff. She doesn't have any back detail, but there is capes, jetpacks, wings, and backpacks. And then there's lots of different ones. I mean, some of them aren't exactly backpacks, but they're back pieces. So yeah, there you go. Hooded lamp's really cool. Jetpacks. Some of the jetpacks are in here too, because I don't know why they didn't put them under. Jetpack only has one, the gold bricker, and that's it used to be a special one to get. So now it's again just given away. And high collar for like a Doctor Strange vampire look, depending upon what you want. And then auras, and then of course you can change the color of the aura and the effect. So if I want it body and eyes, chest and eyes, left eye, right eye, whatever, there you go. And then I want it green, so there we got a little green starburst effect. Uh, and there's lots of different ones. Bats. A lot of my witch characters have the bat uh, effect. And then there's path auras. So when you run, well, you can have them just standing still. Or you can put them on. Some of them are just movement only. So when you're running, you get the effect. When you stop, like if I guess you don't have the effect on if you have it on movement only. And then, because it's not going to charge me, you have your powers, and you can you can tailor this different colors for different powers. You can have them across all the sets. There are bright radiation, dark radiation, bright radiation cast, dark radiation cast. So some of them have a difference, like the neutrino bolt here does the animation. So let's see what dark radiate is. So that it does a 2-arm sweep, and then it does like a different thing there, whereas dark radiation just it does the explosion, but it's a little different. And there's for every power and every sub power set, some of them have like stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna save anything, so I'll just get out of it, and I'll and you don't have to go to a costume person. You can, every 10 seconds you can change your costume under the menu setting. And I'll go back to my Carney costume, and there it is. So yeah. But yeah, that way you don't have a clown suit like you do with fantasy RPGs where your character look costume is by the pieces that you pick up. So yeah, your enhancement does all that. Gives you your stats and bonuses and buffs and stuff from all this stuff you get put in besides the power itself. That gives you that stuff, but it has no effect other than the animation of the power um, on your thing. So, yep. Oh shoot, I forgot. What did I have? 2.5. I can look up ID. Yeah, 2.5. So I'm gonna spend 2.5 million to. There we go. But yeah. In-game email, you can send stuff to yourself. The recipient is my global. And then I can just go pick that up. So you can have 1,000 characters. It says I have 160, but the last couple are, so I might be. I'm more than 140. These are my mules that carry stuff for me, all the way to there. So yeah, there. Oh, I should have explained this. All right, we'll do that in a sec. Let's pick up this email so I don't forget about it. Delete it. And there we go. So this is my current major crafter person because she's working on all of the invention badges. So she's doing my crafting and she's almost got the 2,000, and I'll just have to worry about all these other ones that aren't highlighted. So yeah. Backslash AH, you can get to the auction house anywhere. I got 48 mil. That might seem like a lot. That's not a lot. I've had close to 600 million at one time, and then I decided to get some other characters redone. So yeah, I got them, or not redone, but kitted out. So again, currently I have, well, technically I have 74 50s because I have the 150 on my second account, which is page 2 on my spreadsheet. And I have 73 50s on my main account. Out of scroll up, 142 on that one, and then the second account has 17 with 150. So yeah. I got 857 hours on Osedex too. So yeah, I'm over 6,000 hours. Because I think I'm at, yeah, 5215. So yeah, I'm over 6,000 hours, and I really only have like 24 tunes that I've counted hours on. I have logged hours on, and I haven't updated that in months. So yeah, whatever. I play a lot because I can, and here in a minute I'll stop this because I have to take a break. And just stop playing and just sit back and watch some stupid YouTube because I'm starting to get a headache and starting not to feel so hot. Yeah, those days, I mean, once in a while I can pull a 4 to 6 hour run or something, but that doesn't happen very often anymore, not like it used to. That's for sure. But yeah, I've got got my crazy spreadsheet all buffed up, and my lowest level tune is like 12 because I won't power level him. Probably will eventually next year. I might, because if they don't, our friend doesn't get back online, I'll probably just decide to go ahead and PL him because I already made another poison archery defender, but it'd be nice to just get him off level 12. You know, but yeah, she's got a lot of stuff. Again, I use her for crafting jazz. She is a pure Praetorian. There are ways to do that and get to level 50. Usually most people hit 20 and then get out of Pretoria and go to either the blue or red side. I'll run through my list right quick. So, soldiers, I have to, because I hadn't learned that there's ways to do different builds. So I made one of each for each different build, but I didn't have to, and I just don't want to delete them. So I'll just do one as a wolf spider, one as a bane spider, and one as a Fortunata, and one as a night widow, or whatever. So yeah. We'll go through them all, but all my blasters, and they're, like I say, they're kind of alphabetical, and then I have them separated by blue and red side. I think all my blasters are 50, except for this was an old one. Oh, and then that's an old original that I remade, and then this one's a freshie that I just came up with an idea of doing an energy blaster and trying to take all the knockback out of it that I could, because that's the bane of the energy blaster, is all the knockback. But yeah, it tells you the primary and secondary. Don't tells you any of the other stuff. You gotta actually log into the tune for that. But yeah, villain blaster, that was the one I was just on with doing the Mothership Raid. As you can tell, 0 days. Then Brutes, Bubba, he was an original. He wasn't a Brute back in the day. I made him a Dom because of who he is based on, but I decided to make him a Brute because it also fit of who he's based on. If you don't know Bubba the Love Sponge, just Google it. My farmer, so she's built. Let's go ahead and log into her so you can see the build right quick. I'll put it up on screen so if anybody doesn't want to. So see, her hasten just went off. 1 minute and 56 seconds. She's perma. this is the part that I changed, because this, I think they had event slots in it. And I decided, because of this new Cupid's Crush, and it has some decent stuff in it, I decided to throw it in. And I think they might have had this 6 slotted and this 5 slotted. I might have changed that, or maybe not. I can't remember. But everything else is exactly how they had it built on the forums. I don't have everything catalyzed, but they're all at level 50s except for the things that don't need to be, because they're a proc. They do not change by level. These change the percentage by level. The catalyzing just makes it so if you amp down, it doesn't gimp it all the way. But there's, yeah, hasten 2 slotted. So it says it comes back at 330, but as we saw, it comes back in right at 2 minutes, so it's permed. 6 slot. Now, if this wasn't a farming brute, this would not look like this. This is for survivability and speed running as fast as you can through a farm map. And you think that, well, why doesn't that work for a regular? Well, you can still play them regular, but they just won't be as effective on a team and other stuff when you amp down and do some other stuff, because these and this is not optimal. It also doesn't have a taunt. So, I mean, I could do a secondary build for running, but then I would need another 200 to 300 million influence to build them out. And I got other tunes I want to do that to, as you can see by how many tunes I have. But there's the you know, it's been on long enough, so I could show you my personal info. These are the maps I use. All my set bonuses. Don't have a lot of badges because I haven't really run. I don't run badges, and I haven't done any of this other stuff. So yeah. And just so, let's go to PI. We'll just LRT there right quick. I should have it. Yeah. Because that's the easiest way. And I'll show you how you can find out. And then I'll update my hours on her. Where's Osidex? There we go. So I'll just find an M named dude, or, oh, there he is. 689 hours, or a female. So 689 hours. See, I only had 165 in there. So that's going to put me almost at recalc on the spreadsheet. 57.51. And again, that's not including my second account that has 857 the last time I checked it. So yeah, it's well over 6,000. That's all you have to do is find an M named. Other ones say different things too. There's on the wiki. Some of them just say something funny. Some of them give you the time. Some of them give you the date. Yep, official time 13:50 was it? And then again, this one is an M, so she's going to give you the hours. So yeah, that's just, like I say, on the wiki page, or on the Homecoming wiki, there's a list of the name, the first letter, what they do when they. I'll go back to Pocket D. So you can set up your supergroup base and get teleporters for all the different zones if you unlock the zone fully by getting all the exploration badges in there, which my mains have done. So we'll just do another pan through. We stopped at the Brute. The Brutes with Bubba. I got a few Brutes that are not level 50. I have some homages to TMNT. There's a Bobby and Stock Ready. I also have some homages to the best worst villain, Dr. Wellington Yue. So now I'm in controllers. A bunch of controllers. Got a couple that were at least 150, which is Wellington, and then power leveling the other ones slowly. Corruptors. Got a couple. Violet Shriek was one of my originals back in the day. Yeah, a couple Corruptors. And then Defenders. This is one of my original Defenders. Oh, his funky costume. There we go. Lannibal. Also, yeah, Viridian Advocate, Tyshawn Thermitage. Yeah. Dr. Lithium, he was an original, but he was the villain side, but I decided to make him a full-blown defender. Dominators. Dominator. Made the homage to Dazzler. I made Zazzler with the new pyrotechnic. One of my originals that was a defender, or I mean not defender, but blaster, but I decided to make him a dominator because of darkness. Dark. One of my Bleach homages, Kukaku Shiba, pyrotechnic again, fiery assault. She does have a mechanical arm, or because she blew it off, I guess. Yeah. My Masterminds. This was my original main back on live, and I still like playing him quite a bit. Mercenaries, Empathy, Bronze Ronin. I love my Masterminds. Joey Chinstrap is the Thugs. I'm going to go through them all because I really love Masterminds. Duchess of the Damned. These are almost all original, except for I'll call them out. Necromancy, Kinetic. She was dark on live, I believe, but I made her kinetic because fast zombies, why not? Demon Summoning Ninlil. But I did time manip because I think she might have been dark or something different back on live. But Ms. Squishy is a new one. This is Mr. Squishy's sister that also got in the radiation emission thing, and she did a robot. Blasphemia, which is another Necro from back in the day. Crimson Vision is a new one. She's my demon dark. Hatsume no Tsubone. She's in her Christmas garb. She's a ninja's trick arrow. She usually is more ninja-fied looking, but I did some stuff with her just recently, not very long ago. But yeah, I put her Christmas stuff on. Titanbot was my original robotics force field, and that is as close to as original as I can get from the screenshot. And then Nan Thuler's also not too long ago, so she's in Christmas garb as well. She's just a little exposed, but you know, the beast poison. I want to do another beast, I think, but I haven't thought about it enough. And then an homage to Wade Davis. This is his evil, not so evil, but not evil, but fantasy twin, Wendy Davis, Necro Nature. I won't go through all the scrappers, but I'll keynote or call out Vito the Bull. He's my main, and he's the name of the channel. It's really cool. Ether Bunny's original, Cayman's original, Prince of the Ravens is not. I'll cameo him right quick. There you go, Matt. One of my favorite characters in the book. Couple originals, couple not. Another call out to Bleach. And then there's my favorite TMNT turtle. I gave him a backpack to try to look like the shell, but you know, yeah. More scrappers. So these are melee DPS. I haven't been going through and saying what most of them are. Sentinels are ranged that have a little more defense because they have an armor as their secondary. Back in the day, we used to try to make what we called blankers or blaster tanks by taking the fitness power pool and some other stuff and giving them as much defense as we could. So Homecoming decided to make a ranged with an armor set. So we have our blankers now, our blaster tanks. And they're not truly a tank, but they can take a lot more damage than a blaster can, but they don't do quite as much damage. But they're pretty darn cool. I made a couple with those in mind. And then, yeah, more Sentinels, Brass Catcher. And I don't have a lot of Stalkers. I don't really play. I like them a little bit, but they're just not my most favorite. They're probably my least favorite archetype. But here's my original from back in the day: Umbra Mortis, Black Death, Dark Death, Shadow Death, however you wanna do Umbra. And because they hide, I mean, they're silent, stalkers, and I got a few of them. And now my main focus, tanks. I got a wild idea to make, because I really liked ice tanks for a while. I still really like my ice tanks. And I decided to make every ice tank permutation that there is. So these aren't them. I made two other ones that I thought of doing the opposite fiery stone and then stone fiery. So and that's also along with pyroclastic. I made that her at the same time. She's a seismic blast, fiery, uh, volcanic themed, pyroclastic flow, pohoihoi, lava, and mama magma. Yeah, so. But my ice tanks, uh, ice armor on all of them, and then just through every uh, melee power that a tank could be. So I made one of everything. Uh, yeah, dark melee, dual blaze, electrical, so on and so forth. There's some villain ones too under the villain heading, but here's my main. There's my main ice, along with Icy Bergstrom. That's my one we saw earlier for my main crafter. And then I have at least one of every armor type of tank. Sometimes it's the obligatory electric, stone, stone, shield defense, war mace. You could use, there's a sword and axe, so you can do whatever you want with that one. Dark dart, super reflexes, martial arts. My homage to Moon Knight. Super reflexes, Titan. There's another ice one that I threw in here. They just came out with Psionic when I made her for that reason, so I used Psionic. And homage to Monty Python. Thank you for all the wonderful stuff you guys did, making us laugh. And I did Christmas outfit with him just recently because, yeah, I did some stuff with him. Involve super strength. That's an obligatory one a lot of people make. Radiation kinetic. And then there was icy. So to do a 50 Praetorian, and I didn't go what these are because these are your alignment, morality level, whatever. Pretoria has resistance and loyalist. She's a resistance. You can farm stuff in the architect. You can get pretty darn close if you do the missions the right way through First Ward and Night Ward. Mostly Night Ward. If you don't do them a particular way, you're going to grind out a bunch of stuff. But it can be done, and it's not that bad. It's just, a little tedious for the last maybe 5 levels. If you're not getting PL'd, because you can get PL'd too and get it done really quick. But I didn't. I did it all solo, didn't PL, yeah. There's this one was quite a while back, and yeah, yep. Then there's Mr. Squishy. He's my rad. Willpower energy. He's a super tanker. Baha. Okay, never mind. Fiery. Involve battle axe. This is a play on Onceler. Axe. Yeah, go. Never mind. Stone spines. Purple prickly pear. All his costumes are pretty purple. Really fun to play. I didn't know how fun he would be to play when I first made him. I got a weird idea for purple prickly pear, and I'm like, cool. And then he was so fun. I flew through stuff with him, and he was really cool. Desmodus rotundus, vampire bat, dark psionic because he's bat, Fungus Among Us, Armor Savage. And then almost there, Blazer Fist. And Lightning Rod, Electric, Staff Fighting. And then all the other ice, but now we're on the villain side, so Ice Savage, Ice Staff, Ice Stone, Ice Street Justice, Ice Super Strength, Ice Spines, Ice Titan, Weapon, and Ice Martial Arts. And of course that's the Penguin. Yep. And my Peacebringer and Warshade. And then my mules. This is when I found out when I made them. Let's see, Nox is all fully built. So, did we get our badge for that? Yep, okay. So I can go back and go to Pocket D. So this will be a little explanation of the Collidens, the Peacebringers, and Warshades too, and then I'm going to end this crazy train because, yeah. So, if I turn all this stuff off, you'll see how he's just a regular standard human being. Oops. But, Collidens, it's not pronounced right. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly right. Have the extra powers called Dwarf and Nova. Dark Nova on the Warshade, Light Nova on the Peacebringer, and then Black Dwarf, White Dwarf on the conversely. So when you're a human, you have access to all these things except for these that are grayed, not grayed out, but blotted out a little bit, subdued, let's say. So you have access to all these other powers, and this is his makeup. So see, all those other powers are not slotted at all, and you can see some are 6 slotted. A lot of them are 6 slotted. I 6 slotted as much as I could, and then, you know, not 6 slotted other stuff. This is basically for bonuses and whatnot, and then to make these powers really potent. And I don't worry about these powers at all. And you're like, well, why? Well, that's because when I do this Dark Nova, boom, I'm not a human anymore. I'm my alien self, which is the Colliden. They colloquially call this the squid. Doesn't really look like a squid, but it's got tentacle arms and it's got a funky weird head. And now you notice almost everything is subdued except for these powers right here. This is a toggle that keeps me in the squid form, and then these are the damage dealing powers plus the incarnates that I have. So that is why this is the way it is, because I'm getting set bonuses from these, but I'm not getting active stuff from the powers themselves, because all these are on. I mean, if I pop out, I mean, I think I get some of these as being there. Let's turn them all back on, and then we'll jump back into Nova. we're all turned on. Nova. Yeah, see, there's none there. When I go out of Nova, boom, they're all back. So yes, I'm not getting these active, but I get the passive set bonuses. So there's all my active powers. Uh, you know. Now, if I had taken Black Dwarf, which I think I have somewhere, because it's not, well, let's go back. Yeah, I don't have it because it's grayed out. But I can go in and you can change your build. Whoops. Scroll in so you're moving the right way. You can literally just type in the command or at the trainer. It says choose title, select or rename your active build. So like if I select build 2, it's going to change a lot of stuff. And now, see, I have Black Dwarf. I don't have it built out because look at this now. Boom, everything's different. Yeah, because it's a second build. So it's going to cost me 300 million influence to build this guy out because now he has no real damage dealing powers. He's got Ebon Eye. And that's because when I do this, when I go dwarf form, which we colloquially call it the lobster because he's in a chitinous shell. And you can see he just has these powers that are melee, and this one is gone. So he's got a teleport, which is the shadow step, and then a taunt, and then 4 powers. Everything else is off. So that's why these are all super buffed up, and then combat jumping for the bonus stuff. And that's it, man. I mean, you know, even hasten's grayed out, so you don't even get hasten. So I don't even know why I took hasten. But yeah. And then the third build is the gimped hybrid Humi build, where I won't take either Black Dwarf or Dark Nova, and I'll take the human stuff. And yeah, you can do that every 10 minutes. I don't think I'll be able to change now. Where's yeah, there we go. Oh, it let me because I'm at the trainer. So, and there's the third one. And see, it's hybrided out. In a way, I might change it because I have to theory craft build it a little more. But yeah, I might leave it that way because that's just a normal kind of thing. I mean, I got a couple 5 slotters, but nothing 6 slotted. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, maybe you can do it at your, oh no, it's not. Select your rename. You can't change your build. You have to wait. Oh, I need to wait 10 more seconds. Okay. So there is a little time thing at the, I think away from the thing you can only do it every 10 minutes, but they might have changed that too. So yeah, Nova. Yeah, and I haven't changed it because I'll change them to Nova, Dwarf, and Hybrid or Humi. But yeah, so see now everything's back. Yeah, I got the archetypes, but they got knocked back, so I gimped them by not doing the 6th. That's fine. It's melee defense, lethal and smashing defense, which hopefully, because I'm flying and ranged, I won't need that. You know. So yeah, 6 slotted everything I could to make him as potent as I can. And he's almost always in Dark Nova form in this build because that's it. I mean, you know, yeah, it's just it. So yep. But that's the way you can have multiple builds, and I found out about that while I was building out my Colliding, and I'd already made the 2 soldiers and 2 widows, so instead of doing multiple builds on a single character, I'm just going to build them out. So, yeah, no big deal. But, yep, I think that's done. I'm going to take a little break and relax, rest, maybe read, maybe fall asleep, take a nap. Who knows? It just depends upon how I feel. But, yep, that's all she wrote. I will stop this crazy train and maybe be back on later or post some videos later if I just decide to record some. So everybody have a great day. Stay safe out there.